you stand with me as we pray? God of all truth and wisdom, by your Spirit you have filled this earth with your knowledge. We give you thanks today for each of these graduates and for their families. And we especially remember and give thanks today for the life of Diana Alexander. Lord, we ask for your blessing now as we celebrate these accomplishments and trust that you will continue to guide us all in the way of your truth. In your Son's name we pray. Amen.
Good afternoon. Welcome. I'm Dick Merriman, the president of Southwestern College, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to our graduate hooding and commencement ceremony. In the 16 years that I've been at Southwestern, we have seen significant growth in the variety of our graduate program offerings and in the number of students seeking graduate degrees. In 1999, my first commencement, 7 graduate degrees were conferred. Last spring, the number reached almost 200. And this spring, we are awarding the first doctoral degrees in the college's history. This growth in graduate enrollment in the college reflects 2 things. First, the necessity for professionals in a highly competitive employment marketplace in which change is the only constant to commit themselves to ongoing learning and professional development. For more and more people, earning a graduate degree is necessary to remain relevant. The second thing this growth symbolizes is the choice Southwestern has made to be innovative, to seek new ways to be valuable for people, and to be relevant in the job marketplace. The college's faculty and administration are committed to understanding and responding to the needs of professionals for advanced study. And our college, I must say, is a much more interesting and dynamic place because of this commitment. To today's graduates and their families, I offer my congratulations for your important achievements. And again, to everyone who's here, welcome. It's now my pleasure to introduce the college's provost, Dr. Shepard. He, in turn, will introduce the speaker for our ceremony.
Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Randy Dahl. Randy serves as the lead faculty member for strategic leadership curriculum in both the undergraduate and graduate areas. He holds a BA in administration from Wichita State University's Barton School of Business and an MA in management from Webster University in St. Louis, Missouri. Randy has 30 years of private industry experience that has ranged from entrepreneurial startup businesses to Fortune 500 management positions. He has worked with some of America's most successful business leaders, including the creators of the Pizza Hut restaurant chain and the creators of Rent-A-Center furniture rental business. In addition to his extensive business experience, he has also served in government for 12 years at the local and state level in both elected and appointed office. Most recently, he was appointed by Kansas Governor Sam Brownback to serve as a board member for the Kansas Department of Wildlife, Parks, and Tourism. He has also served the past 2 governors in advisory roles related to renewable energy industry. Randy is an accomplished presenter and a keynote speaker, having delivered talks on numerous topics that include local government, leadership, and strategic planning for businesses. He is president and CEO of Capital Partners Group, LLC. Please welcome to the podium, Mr. Randy Dahl.
Thank you, Dr. Shepard. I appreciate that very much. I want to welcome friends, family, visitors, distinguished faculty, and most importantly, our esteemed graduates. When I was asked to give a short 10-minute speech today, and I will try to shorten that up to 8 minutes because of the heat outside, for this ceremony today, I started to think about how to best communicate to you important philosophical principles, how to impart on you some wisdom of the age, how to inundate you with witty sayings that would make you laugh. But I decided not to do that. Yay. Amens and right-ons are welcome during my speech today. We are all adult learners here with families, work responsibilities, church activities, volunteer 1,000 other activities. We live and breathe in the real world, right? Where there's just not enough time in the day to complete everything. The classroom is over. You no longer need theory. You need battle-tested, proven reality. So I have decided to distill down my 30 years in private industry, my 15 years in government, my time as an athlete, mentor, business coach, business owner, corporate trainer, public office holder, into 4 paradigm challenges for you, of which, if applied generously and diligently, will result in enhanced performance in your world of work. I know this because I've experienced this. Number 1, I want you from this moment forward to go forth and make a lot of mistakes. You heard me right, mistakes. I had a company once called Silkscapes. We sold silk trees and plants nationwide in retail stores, and we had a manufacturing facility. I told our store managers that if they did not make at least 5 mistakes per day, they were not doing their job. You see, making mistakes simply means you are experimenting with a new method. You are trying a new way. You are looking at a better system. You are attempting to improve. You are attempting to break a paradigm. You must have in your mind the framework of experimentation. Do not worry if something fails. You need 5 mistakes. You can write it down for every success. They are both part of the same equation. If you're not making mistakes, you're not moving towards success. I repeat, if you're not making mistakes, you're not moving towards success. Like oxygen and gravity, there are fundamental rules of nature for all of us human beings, and one of them is not all of our efforts are going to produce success. You have the freedom to fail. You have the freedom to try again. Number 2, which is closely related to number 1, never, never, never accept the status quo. If your boss has a certain method of doing something, think of a better way. If your company does business in a certain fashion, think of a better way. If your department conducts meetings with a certain procedure, think of a better way of doing those meetings. However your company does your billing, your sales efforts, your management efforts, your truck maintenance scheduling, your annual review process, whatever it is, change it. There is no rule that says things cannot be changed. If there is a rule that says that, break that rule. Many of us right now are not in positions to make wholesale changes to our work environments, but we can improve the small things, which simply get you prepared for the day, someday, that you will be in a position to make large changes. You see, and never accepting the status quo is a mindset. It is another mental framework you must develop. I want you to develop a reputation as a change agent. Number 3, invest in people. I don't mean giving your second cousin $100 to take his girl out on a date. And I don't mean investing $500 with your crazy uncle in a pyramid scheme. What I'm referring to is deep, genuine, authentic caring for the people around you. Another fundamental truth of nature we simply will never get away from is that we will live and work and coexist with other human beings. These other human beings can limit your destiny or they can aid your destiny. Investing in others will not feel natural at first, especially those we are at odds with. It will feel as if you are making yourself vulnerable. Not so. When you invest in other people, the earnings, admittedly, they start slowly, but like compound interest, eventually they increase exponentially. When the returns do start to come back to you, it will manifest itself in many ways. That fellow employee who you thought was the meanest person on the planet, you know who it is, will make a nice comment about you. The coworker that you have butted heads with for 2 years will suddenly ask your advice. The hard-headed supervisor will seek your input on how to solve a problem. The organization that you work for will ask you to lead an important initiative. Your investment efforts will trickle up the organizational food chain, reaching the decision makers who control raises, promotions, and yes, careers. You see, when you invest in the stock market, there is counterparty risk. If no one is on the other side to buy your stock, you lose. When you invest in other people, however, it is a win-win situation, and there is never a downside. And eventually, when you reach the end of your career, as we all do, people will say about you, you know, he or she was really a great individual. They cared. Here is your assignment. You didn't think there was any other assignments, did you? But I'm going to give you one. Tomorrow, pick the most difficult individual in your work environment and start to invest in them. Ask them how their day was, how their family is, if you can help them. Look past their negative, suspicious comments, because those will be there. You have a mission. Win them over. Some people call this servant leadership. I like to call it building relationship capital. Number 4, I want you to be uncomfortable the rest of your life. You heard me right, uncomfortable. Not uncomfortable with your family, your finances, or your friends, but rather uncomfortable in your work sphere. Listen to me. When you adopt numbers 1, 2, and 3, you find yourself taking more risk. And those that take more risk in life are going to be uncomfortable, but they also reap the disproportionate share of reward. You see, continually striving for new methods, new ways, new ideas, the constant process of mistake-making, the continual effort to invest in people, especially those that don't want it at first, the mindset of never accepting the status quo, this all leads to discomfort. In my earlier days as a competitive weightlifter, when I used a new higher weight in my training, it resulted in increased soreness in the muscle. This soreness represented discomfort, yet growth. No soreness, no growth. No growth, no achievement. If you find yourself growing comfortable, make a course correction. Remember that discomfort means that you're searching and growing and achieving. I close with this. Our world is starving for leadership. All we have to do is pick up a paper or log into a website or listen to a coworker to verify this. The job field of leadership is wide open. Very few qualify. Many attempt it. Few succeed. You are a very rare breed. Only 9 to 10% of the population achieves master's level education, and thus you have a responsibility to lead. We need you. Society needs you. We need you now. The time is short. If we are lucky, and God wills it, we have but a very short 30,000 days on this planet. Many of us here have used 2/3 of our allotment already. Hear me, instill within yourself a sense of urgency. Wake up each day knowing that our time, your time, is limited. My father fought in World War II. He was plucked from the wheat fields of western Kansas as a junior in high school, and he was sent halfway around the world to fight Japanese soldiers on the islands of Leyte and Luzon. The furthest he had ever been away from home and his 9 brothers and sisters was 25 miles, and that was for a Friday night football game. Our family, through the years, yearned for him to share with us the stories of this time and the journey in his life. Once, in a very uncharacteristic display of talkativeness, he did indeed share. It was as if a treasure chest was cracked open. His treasure, his words, I quote, "I look back on it now, and I suppose we did accomplish something really great, didn't we?" End quote. I want that same story being shared from you to your family years from now. The story that you accomplished something great. And with that, I wish you all the very best in your future endeavors.
Mr. President, the following candidates have been examined and deemed worthy of admission to an advanced degree by the faculty of Southwestern College. Mr. President, I present to you the candidates for the degree Master of Music Arts. Rachel Ann Simmons. Matthew Del Bertho. Mr. President, I present to you candidates for the degree Master of Accountancy. Heather Prey Edmondson. Mr. President, I present to you candidates for the degree Master of Arts in Teaching. Rachel Ann Schmeidler. Patricia Barbara Kirkpatrick. Lindsay Joe Odout. Mr. President, I present to you candidates for the degree Master of Arts in Theological Studies. Ryan Richard Nyquist. Mr. President, I present to you candidates for the degree Master of Business Administration. Tanner Pete Seidel. Misty Lynn Teague. Anastasia Marie Prokopis. Devon Davis. Joshua S. Murphy. Adrian Crystal Newsom. Verna Giacomo. Bo D. Webster. Timothy Michael Jasper.
William E. Stone. William John Christian Butler. Mr. President, I present to you candidates for the degree Master of Education. Catherine Shockey. Kelly Elizabeth Page. Zachary Buckner Rice. Rebecca Ellen Kersey. Maria Calderon. Randy Williams. Talitha Lewis. Amy Lee. Yuli Zhu. Allison J. Harris. Jenny Diane Thomason. Ruth M. Schneider. Danielle N. Shioyama. Megan L. Baldwin. Rhonda Jean Bugby. Michelle Lynn Schrog. Mallory Ann Prim. Mary Nicole Ging. Tricia Jane Robinson. Angela D. Smith. Sybil Kaspar. Eileen Delforge. Mr. President, I present to you candidates for the degree Master of Science in Leadership. Elisa Leanne Shepard. Jessica Hanselchek Treadwell. Kimberly Dunn Hyde. Laura Alexander. Mr. President, I present to you candidates for the degree Master of Science in Management. Bryant W. Devine. Mr. President, I present to you candidates for the degree Master of Science in Security Administration. Ronald J. Richert. Justin Paul Clark Edwards. Lance Michael French. Mark W. Lippert, Jr. Kevin Dane Lindbeck. Mr. President, I am very proud to present to you the inaugural candidates for Doctorate of Education at Southwestern College, Vincent Randall Evans. Carla V. Zuaza Garza. Mr. President, this is the class of graduates, students, Southwestern College 2014.
We all know how much our graduates have depended on their family and friends to support and encourage them, so I want to give our graduates a chance to turn and find the people in the audience that you love and thank them for all they've done for you. With that, it's my pleasure to call on recent graduate, 5 minutes ago, Matt Bertho, to come and lead us in the alma mater.
Please stand if you're able to join us with the alma mater. Far above the walnut valley, on a lofty height,
stands our noble alma mater, bathed in golden light. Lift the chorus, speed it onward, over hill and dale. Hail to thee, beloved Southwestern alma mater, hail. Far above the stir and bustle of the busy town, reared against the arch of heaven, looks she calmly down. Lift the chorus, speed it onward, over hill and dale. Hail to thee, beloved Southwestern alma mater, hail. To the heights she calls us daily, alma mater dear. Heights of knowledge, hope, and courage, free from doubt and fear. Lift the chorus, speed it onward, over hill and dale. Hail to thee, beloved Southwestern alma mater, hail.
Now, would you receive this benediction? Go now to serve the world in the knowledge that you have gained. And may the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lead you in the way of all truth and keep you in his peace. Amen.
Congratulations, you are dismissed.